Welcome to Reread. I am on book 3 of the Jedi Prince series. It is Zorba the Hutt's Revenge. Oh yeah, here comes dreadlock, Jamaica-loving Zorba the Hutt, who doesn't realize his son is dead, and everyone's making fun of him, which is why I do think it happened a lot more sooner after Jedi than closer to the X-Wing books, the Courtship of Princess Leia, and all that, which I thought at first it may have. Anyway, meanwhile though, Lando is still governor of Cloud City, and they do talk about how Jabba owns some towers, some casinos on Cloud City. Oh, and his palace, Luke says, was converted for a short time as a retirement home for aged aliens. But Tatooine ran out of funding, so they couldn't make it a retirement home. Wow, a bunch of Bamor monks running around there with a bunch of old aliens. Yeah, that didn't turn out good, I bet. Anyway, Han is having a housewarming party for his Sky House because these are children's books. We have nothing else to do. So Luke and Han go to Droid Fest at Tatooine. You know, the only hotspot at Tatooine. The festival you've got to go to is Droid Fest because that's the best deals for droids. So Luke goes with Ken. They want to get him a housewarming gift, and they want to give him a nanny droid called Kate, who basically disappears. I don't think Kate is mentioned after this book, too. She's just like a one and done. It makes no sense. Anyway, yeah, Kate has no storyline in this. It's KT8 or whatever. Because when they bring her and they go to the housewarming party, they're having Zooch bury everything. And while she's cleaning up, she flips over the balcony and falls. Oh no! So Luke and Leia get in a land speeder and fly down there and catch her. You know, she's free falling through the Bespin gas there. But unfortunately, they get captured. Oh no, by Triculus and the stormtroopers and whatnot. So that's bad. Meanwhile, Han is wondering where they are. He lets Ken fly the land speed around, and Ken gets busted by the Cloud City police because he's driving while underage. What's Lando Calrissian doing? Well, Zorba the Hutt comes because he's furious. He hires 10 bounty hunters to go after Princess Leia for killing his son, but he goes to Cloud City and he shows this, I don't know, the last will and testament of Jabba. He has it, that he owns Cloud City, but he decides to play a sabacc game with Lando to see who would win. Lando's gambled for the Falcon before. He can put high stakes up, but there's nothing. Oh no. Lando says if he wins, Zorba will go away and promise never to come back. So that's what's on the line for Zorba. But Zorba wants to play with his deck of sabacc cards. Lando checks them over, but he doesn't see anything wrong with them. But he can't see because they've got some ultraviolet marks on them that only Hutts can see. So Zorba still cheats and Lando doesn't realize it, loses everything, loses his governorship at Cloud City, and Zorba takes over. And so as Triculus going back to Triculus, he has captured Princess Leia. He is wanting Leia to be his wife, to be queen of the Empire. That's a big deal. The trope of the villain wanting to marry the damsel in distress. And when Zorba finds out that Triculus has Leia, he decides, hey, wait a minute. Do we have the Jedi Prince? And he said, yeah, I think we do. I think that's who the Cloud City police just picked up. He went, well, let's make sure. So he brings them over and feeds them a bunch of Zoochberry pastries, but they have truth serum loaded into them. Because Zorba, I guess, is not smart enough to get Ken to trick himself into revealing who he is on his own. He can't trick a 12-year-old boy. Anyway, or 10. I don't know. I don't even know if Ken is 12. But Zorba the Hutt uses the truth serum to get the truth out of Ken that he is the Jedi Prince. So he tells Triculus that, bring Leia, he said, come here, I've got the Jedi Prince. Triculus comes over, he sees the prince, he's like, I must have him. What will you take for him? And there's two things Jabba the Hutt wants. One is to get rid of all the braze. Braze is a brown haze, it's pollution, that he is somehow creating around Cloud City. The Empire collects a lot of brown haze. Oh, this braze is terrible. And Lando's asked politely for Triculus to stop, but he wouldn't stop under Lando. So now Zorba hates it too, because why? I don't know. Now Hutta is all about garbage and filth and, a brown haze, But he says, but the tourists don't like it, and he thinks that's why business is down. Because the braze is never looking good. Okay, you tree-hugging hippies, I get it. Pollution is a bad thing. But this is what the Hutt really, that's his number one concern, is getting rid of that braze. And Triculus like, maybe. But Triculus likes polluting the earth because he's from the Empire. This is great. And then he goes, I also want Princess Leia. And then the next few lines are, and I'm not making this up, Triculus goes, "No!" And Zorba goes, "Yes!" "No, no, no," says Triculus. "Yes!" Says Zorba. It's a yes-no battle. It's like, what the heck? Is this a grown man really making this argument? This is hilarious. Anyway, a battle ensues between Zorba's men, and the Empire, and all this craziness happens. Luke escapes somehow. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Ken uses a mind trick to escape. He convinces the guard, to let him go, and then convinces a taxi to give him free airfare back to Han's house, which is like, this is the only time that Ken does a Jedi mind trick, which is kind of weird. But studying in the Lost City of the Jedi Library, he probably picked that up. Anyway, after the battle is done, Zorba comes out on top. He puts Triculus in carbonite because, hey, we've all seen Empire. We know how this works. And he thinks, because Triculus' ship went down in flames or something, he thinks that Princess Leia, who was captured there, was also destroyed as well. But no, Luke and Han had already rescued Leia, so she's safe. But Zorba doesn't know that, and so he's happy, thinking, it all worked out well for him in the end. And Triculus is not happy. He's frozen in carbonite. These are great books. It's been reprinted several times. You got to read these. They're awesome. I can't wait to talk about the next one next time.